We was praising Billboard, but we were young. Now I look at Billboard like, is you dumb? To this day, grandma afraid what I might say. They gon' have to kill me, grandmama, I'm not their slave. Check out the bazaar, rapping style used by me. The HOV, look at my hair free, carefree. Niggas ain't there free, enjoy your change. What's your employer name with the hairpiece? I survived the hood, can't no shaitan rob me. My account's so good, I'm practically living tax free. My account's so good, I'm practically living tax free. Been tax free, been tax free.
All right.
Peace, what's happening, y'all? This is Coach Nick, 3 Levels of Game. Right now, I'm here with O.Y.O, good friend of mine. He's a business owner. This episode, we're going to be dealing with business ownership. The name of his business is the O.Y.O Empire, Own Your Own Empire. And basically what he does is he gives people the tools to move from an employee or being self-employed to being an actual business owner and growing your business. And that's the main thing. You know, for this whole month, we've been talking about black business and businessship in general. You know what I mean? We know that the black dollar circulates 6 hours in our community. We're working on changing that narrative, and in order to do that, we need viable businesses. We need to understand money and how it works. So that's why we're dealing with this brother and his critical information. Brother, welcome to the show, man.
Oh man, pleasure to be here, man. Thanks for having me, man. Word. So yeah, so how do we start, right? So like Nick just said, my name is O.Y.O. All right, I'm the founder of the O.Y.O Empire, which stands for Own Your Own Everything. I mean, own your own time, own your own business, own your own resources, own your own life, right? Because a lot of us don't fully have a concept of that, or a lot of us are not in full practice of that, right? So so just to start, right? I like to go off a premise called the 2-4-3, right? And that is 2 objectives, 4 challenges, and 3 solutions, right? So that is 2-4-3 to what? So boom, let's start, right? So the 2 stands for your 2 objectives. Those objectives are your current lifestyle and your future lifestyle, right? Now, how is your current lifestyle being paid for? Your current lifestyle is being paid for by your job, right? So you go to work, clock those hours in, you drive back and forth, all times of day and night, mad traffic, all kinds of crazy stuff, in order to support your current lifestyle, to keep your bills paid, your rent paid, keep food on the table, you know what I'm saying, Netflix on the screen, whatever you're trying to do, right? Pork on the table if you're not Muslim, you know, whatever. So, and that's cool, right? Because it's a blessing that we have the ability to earn more money as we see fit, right? You have the ability to work overtime if you need more money, such and such. But the fact of the matter is, you're not always going to be able to labor for your money, right? Because right now you're trading your labor for money. But there comes a time if you get injured, if you get old, if you can't physically work anymore, if you can't mentally work anymore, right? You still need to do all those things that I said in the beginning. Feed yourself, clothe yourself, all of that. So the problem is that in this current lifestyle that's based off labor, it doesn't leave much room for our future lifestyle. So our future lifestyle has to be paid for by our investments, right? So the investments that you make right now while you're laboring for money need to be able to pay for the life that you're going to have when you're not working anymore. Because the problem is, if you working 9 to 5 right now, right? And every 2 weeks or every week you working paycheck to paycheck, and your money is gone the Monday after you get paid, then why would it be easier after you retire and now you're working, now you're not working, and you're not bringing that same amount of money in? So unless you set your investments up to take care of you after you stop working, then you probably gonna have to get a security job at the mall after you retire. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? We need as much able bodies as possible, right? So those are the 2 objectives. Now, those 2 objectives used to be able to be covered by Social Security and pensions, right? So you used to get a pension after you retire to hold you down so you don't have to work anymore. You used to get Social Security to hold you down so you'll be good after retirement. Social Security is drying up and companies ain't giving pensions no more, right? So therefore, that leaves a perfect opportunity for us to actually do for self and create situations where we're creating those pensions and we provide our own Social Security for ourselves through our investments and the stuff that we invested in beforehand, right? So those are the two objectives, right? Now, what are the four challenges that stop us from connecting our current lifestyle to our future lifestyle? Boom. First one, inflation, right? Inflation saying that, boom, I got $1 right now. I got $1 right now, and I should be able to buy at least a pack of chips with that, right? I put that dollar under my mattress and come back for it 10 years later, and that dollar will buy me probably like 5 chips out of that bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? Because the value of your dollar loses value every day, right? And so with that, if the value or price of all things in this country and in this world are going up every day, but your income is staying the same, then that means the value of your dollar is pretty much dropping every day, right? And so we need to be able to do things that fight that scenario every day, like invest in, a bunch of stuff that we'll get into, right? Second, after inflation. Second is taxes, right? Now, most W-2 employees get between 28 to 33% of their taxes taken off the top as soon as they get paid, right? So, question, if you went to go get an apartment, are they going to ask you for your net income or your gross income? They're going to ask you for your gross, right? They're not going to ask you for your net. They're going to ask you for your gross. Now, if your gross income is $50,000 and all the things in your life are pretty much predicated off of that $50,000, your car, your house, just a myriad of things in your life, ask you what's your gross income. They don't ask you what your net is. They don't care how much you bring home. They ask you and want to know how much is your gross income. So if I have a $50,000 gross income, but I'm only bringing home $32,000, I still need to keep up with a $50,000 lifestyle because I live in that apartment, I drive that car, X, Y, and Z. So after taxes, and taxes, let me tell you, taxes are your biggest expense. Nobody, if you, like I said, if you made $50,000, they're going to hit you for about $15,000 in taxes. Nobody I know spends $15,000 in shoes in a year. I do not know anybody that does it. And if you do, tell them, you're disappointed in them. But so after those taxes, because of those taxes and the need to be able to keep up with that gross income and all the expenses that come with it, most people are going to borrow, right? So the third challenge is debt, right? So the debt that we all get into, because if we had that $15,000 that they took from us, then we wouldn't get in debt because we would have the money to fund all the things that we trying to do. But because we don't have that, we ended up borrowing through credit cards, through loans, X, Y, and Z, and then getting hit with all kinds of crazy interest, fees, and such, and end up being, that's how we end up in a cycle of being paycheck to paycheck, right? So those are three major challenges, right? And if all that's not good enough for you, if all that's not enough to take all your money, because like I said, you're paying a third of your money off top in taxes, and then most people is going to pay a second third of that money in debt to pay back the debt that they took out because of those taxes. But if that's not good enough for you, right, they'll find a way to get that last third of your money through big business, right? The fact that there is a holiday every month set up, waiting for you to spend your money, right? So, New Year's, Valentine's Day, spring break, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, back to school, Labor Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. And not to mention people's birthdays, anniversaries, all types of stuff. So there's so many things set in stone and put in place to be able to extract the money that you get from your jobs or from wherever you get it. You know what I'm saying? That is pretty much like almost impossible for your current lifestyle to meet your future lifestyle, because where is this extra money coming in for you to be able to invest? Right? So those are the challenges. Now we go into solutions, because there are solutions. Everything in life has solutions, right? So the first solution is cash flow management, right? So if you can lower your taxes by correctly filling out your W-4s or your withholding statements, right? Your W-4s are the papers that they give you when you first start a job. And those papers are telling the government how much to tax you specifically to your situation, right? Because a lot of people have been told to put a 0 on their W-4s, and that's when they were 25 with no children and fresh and young and clean, right? But now they're 50 and they still have a 0 on their W-4s, but they have 4 children, a house, cars, all this other stuff that requires them to pay less taxes, but they never gave the government that information that is their actual situation. So, so through cash flow management, one, we lower taxes, right? Second, through the lowering of those taxes, second, we lower debt, right? So take that money from the taxes that we were giving away to eliminate the debt that we've gained and accrued over time, right? And then after that, eliminate or lower expenses, right? Because a lot of stuff that we buy isn't stuff that we need. A lot of the purchases are emotional purchases. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that'll make us feel better at the moment, but it won't. So, by lowering those 3 things, you participate in a process called cash flow management, right? And so, through cash flow, a lot of people don't understand the difference between income and cash flow. Okay, so income is the money that you bring in. Cash flow is the amount of time that money stays. So income is measured in dollars. Cash flow is measured in in time. So pretty much, if you're an artist making $1 million a year, but you have $2 million in expenses, that means your money is only going to last you for 6 months. And then after that 6 months, a lot of people will end up borrowing to keep up their $2 million lifestyle, as opposed to a school teacher who makes about $50,000, but she only has $25,000 in expenses. That means that she has 2 years worth of cash flow. So she could live 2 years off that $50,000 because she only has $25,000 in expenses, right? So cash flow is king, as they say, but it's mad important, right? So, so that's the first part. Second part is business ownership. Now that first part is a W-2 worker, like I said, paying 28 to 33% taxes. Now the second part is business owners. Business owners pay roughly between 15 to 28% in taxes, or 25% in taxes, right? So why does a business owner pay less in taxes? It's because as a worker or as an employee, you work, you get taxed, and then you spend. But as a business owner, you work, you spend, and then you get taxed at the end of the year, right? So it's a whole different level of life, because now your everyday expenses that you weren't getting anything for or anything back from, now those things become deductions and business expenses that you can write off on your taxes that will lower your taxable income, right? So, so business ownership is just ridiculously important, because if you don't own a business right now, you are getting taken. advantage of in the worst way right now. You know what I'm saying? Because this country was set up for business owners, and all the perks go to the business owners. Which is why Jeff Bezos paid $0 in taxes last year after making $28 billion, because he understands tax regulations and knows how to write off on taxes and stuff like that. And he's lowered his taxable income so much through all of his write-offs and all the things that he has in his favor that he doesn't have any tax obligation. It's not his fault. He understands the rules. So, so that's business ownership. So we help you move from a W-2 worker to a business owner. And then lastly, eventually, we want to move you all the way into being an investor, right? Because as an investor, if W-2 workers make pay 28 to 33% in taxes, and business owners pay 15 to 25% in taxes, investors pay less than 15% or 10% in taxes, because their money is made through capital gains from their investments. So what ends up happening is, they told me that Warren Buffett pays a lower tax rate. It's not that he pays less in taxes, but he pays a lower tax rate than his secretary, because his secretary is a W-2 worker and he makes his money off of investments. So he's going to pay automatically a lower rate. So the thing is that, look, in order for your current lifestyle, what you do to make a living and put food on the table right now, it's cool. It's a blessing that you have a job and that you're able to work. But you're not supposed to be able to do that, or you're not supposed to want to do that forever. There has to come a time when your money makes money for you. Because you should be, I don't know what kind of job you got, but you should be working like 8-hour shifts. Money works 24/7, every day, all day. So it doesn't stop working. And the basic philosophy is that your money is supposed to work harder for you than you work for the money, right? And so that's what we do. We help people along that road. We help people establish businesses. We help people with wealth strategies that turn regular W-2 workers into millionaires. It's just a matter of numbers. You know what I'm saying? If you put your money in the right places for the right amount of time, you will end up with $1 million in a boat. Probably get a boat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want a boat. I don't know why everybody get a boat. Nobody trying to sell. But anyway, so yeah. So that's O.Y.O, own your own. And this is the template for everybody who works a job or looking to become a business owner or establish a chain of businesses. The rules are the same. The strategies are the same. And either you're in tune with them or you are absolutely not. And it's going to make a difference in your bank account. So, yeah, man, let's just learn the sciences.